On the 1st of January 2018, Saudi Arabia and the UAE will introduce 5% value-added tax, VAT, for the first time in the region. Over the following 12 months, the remaining members of the GCC will also introduce VAT. It's an important moment for the Gulf. It's part of the new normal, and it affects all of us. The governments in the region, because of the fall in oil prices, are seeking to create new revenue streams, and increasing the tax base is a central part of that strategy. VAT at 5% is projected to raise between 1.5% to 2% of GDP into government revenues. The problem is, we don't know how it's going to be applied. We don't know where, when, what products, what will be exempt, will have the VAT applied. We don't know how it's going to be collected, and we don't know what the penalties will be for non-compliance. And it affects every single business in the region. It's a really, really hot topic for business in the Gulf. And that is why we've made VAT our cover story for the August edition of MEED Business Review, the monthly magazine from MEED. In this feature on VAT, MEED takes the time to look at exactly what is coming and why it is coming and when it is coming. We hear from PwC, one of the world's leading accountancy firms and management consultancy firms, who are talking about what you should do if you're a company operating in the GCC. And we also hear from Abdul Aziz al-Ghurair, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Mashreq Bank. Mashreq is the biggest private bank in the UAE, and Abdul Aziz al-Ghurair has some very important views on how the banking sector will be affected. Also in this edition of MEED Business Review, we have a special report looking at the petrochemicals sector. The petrochemicals industry, it went through a strong boom from 2000 to 2010, a lot of investment in plastics and petrochemicals, but with the downturn in oil prices and petrochemicals prices, investment has stalled. We look at how the petrochemical sector is progressing in the GCC, and particularly we look at the efficiency drive and the development of new ethane, naphtha mixed feedstock facilities that we're seeing in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in UAE, and in Oman. The MEED Business Review also looks at the growing relationship and some of the challenges between Turkey and the GCC. We've been looking at the investment opportunities for GCC investors in Turkey, particularly around PPP, around infrastructure, and around industrial facilities. But following the Qatar crisis, we look at how those relationships might have been challenged by what's been going on in the Gulf. It's a very important relationship, and it's interesting that President Erdogan of Turkey is in Saudi Arabia this week. The magazine also has a special report on Iraq, particularly looking at the reconstruction program. Currently, an estimated $100 billion is needed to reconstruct Iraq, but it's not just about bricks and mortar, it's also about social cohesion. Iraq, of course, could be one of the great powerhouses of the Middle East because of its oil reserves, but it faces challenges that range from corruption through to sectarianism and even secession of the northern Kurdistan region of that country. So it's a very important edition of MEED Business Review. It comes out this week. You can find out all about it on meed.com, and you can also subscribe to this channel by pressing on the button below. Thanks.